Oh boy, how are we, folks? Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Good to talk with you. joshpottershow@gmail.com is where you can talk with me. You can send in things. You can let me know if there's roach reporting out there. Oh boy, so many great roach reportings of 2023, now into 2024, trying to find maybe the next roach reporter out there. So do send things in, please. Also want to let you know where you can see me live coming up here in the next few days. I'll be in Salt Lake City at the old Ogden location. So get your tickets to that January 12th and 13th. Then you'll see me out on the road with one Tom Segura a little bit later in the month. And we'll get you some more dates real soon. Other than that, make sure you're subscribing over to the YouTube channel, the one that you're watching this bad boy on. Like, subscribe, share, all those things. And make sure you subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/The Josh Potter Show, and twitch.tv/Josh_Potter. And today, a very special guest. He's returning to the Roach Motel here for a handful of times he's been in here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for, you know him from the Scissor Bros. You know him from Jeremiah Wonders. It's Jeremiah Watkins, folks. Hey.
It's going to be our year. Do you feel it? Do you feel it?
I wish I felt it.
Do you feel that out there? Listening? Viewing? Huh? It's our year this year, guys.
What do you have planned for the year, Jeremiah? Tell us everything you got going on.
Dude.
What do you want to plug up?
What do I want to plug up?
Yeah, plug it up, dog.
I don't know why that made me think of a toilet immediately.
You want to plug a toilet? We got a couple here.
We got a couple of toilets in studio with us today.
Might I recommend the ladies' room?
Welcome to Josh Potter in the toilet in the mornings.
How often do you think ladies plug up the toilet?
Probably, maybe even more so than guys.
Well, here, yeah, because they're shoving tampons and dish down there, you're saying?
You know it, dog.
Idiots.
Dude, right? What's up with that, dog?
Idiot woman! Stop shoving your tampons down
What are
there,
you
lady.
doing? They expand, ladies.
What are you doing?
You're messing up the plumbing.
Trying to soak up all that toilet water?
Come on. That's my job.
You still haven't plugged any dates, do you want
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, come see Stand Up on the Spot every second Tuesday of the month at the Comedy Store. And subscribe at youtube.com/@standupots. And you can come see me in Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Petersburg, Florida, Springville, Utah, Huntington Beach, California, Tacoma, Washington, Oxnard, California, and more. Tickets at jeremiahwatkins.com, and I'm a fun follow at Jeremiah Standup.
What a fun follow, folks. I'm trying to be more of a fun follow, you know, so I can get those numbies up.
How do we get our numbies
Gotta get
up?
my numbies going.
Gotta get them numbies flapping, dog.
You ever think about living in New York?
Ever think about living there? I love visiting there for chunks of time, but I wouldn't move there unless I got like a gig.
Yeah. Doesn't jive with you?
I just like LA so much. I know it's cliche. I just like it.
Is it cliche? I hear people complain about it nonstop.
Oh yeah? I don't know. I just like it out here. I like the balance of going out on the road and then coming back to LA.
Well, this is a comedy podcast, and we like to talk about the differences between LA and New York.
What are the differences between Los Angeles and New York comedy? Let's get to that right here, right now, never on this show.
It never jived with me living there. I would go visit there for long periods of time, lengthy amounts of time.
Yeah.
And I never really jived with me, and I just wondered, you know, other people's theories. The New York mayor, though, is...
better than our mayor?
Well, he's speaking the boasts of New York. He's saying, you know, why you should want to live there. Let's hear this. Hold on, let me play from the beginning.
Mr. Mayor, we've come to the end of what was a very eventful 2023, right? So when you look at the totality of the year, if you had to describe it, and it's tough to do, in one word, what would that word be, and tell me why?
New York. This is a place where every day you wake up, you could experience everything from a plane crashing into our trade center to a person who's celebrating a new business that's open. This is a very, very complicated city, and that's why it's the greatest city on the globe.
What do you think? Do you want to move now?
Why did he open with 9/11 as the mayor? Why would you... Why do that?
It's just some of the vast things that you can experience in New York City.
Having your business shut down with a plane, or
you
or
could
open.
experience a new business opening or a global terrorist attack on our country.
Open your business or close your life. New York City.
Everything from new business ventures to terrorist attacks occur here in this great city.
Terrorism or terror with taxes of opening your new business here in New York City.
It didn't make me want to go. I'm not going to lie.
That guy sounds so New York though.
The mayor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You hear it in his voice? He's like it sounds like he's from the Bronx or something.
The end of what was a very eventful 2023.
More
right?
than one word,
when
by
you
the
look
way.
at the totality of the year.
Yes,
if you had
one
to
word.
describe it, and it's tough to do, in one word.
In
what would
one
that
word.
be?
One word.
Tell me why.
New York.
Oh, New York.
This is a place where every day you wake up, you could experience everything from a plane crashing into our trade center to a person who's celebrating
Dude.
a new business that's open. This is a very, very...
That's such different
Dude,
things that you can
also-
experience. What a scale.
Also, one word. He went on just said the word New York as the word, and then he defined it what's in his head.
It's crazy that the mayor was like, describe the year in one word. He's like, New York, baby. And then he described something that happened 21 or 22 years ago, 23 years ago.
That's literally a guy who never forgot. He's on repeat thinking about that thing all the time.
He started with, now if I'm him, I would do the other way around. I would say, you could experience anybody from celebrating a new business opening to a global scale terrorist attack on the World Trade Center. A plane flying
It's a
into
complex city.
It's crazy out here
complex.
in these streets. And everything in between, folks. That's what New York has to offer.
You might hail a cab, you might hail Hitler. This is a crazy city. You don't know what you're going to be living in.
Oh, I thought that was funny. Let's get to some sports.
Beep 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 beep.
Yeah. And first up, we have a guy who I'm a very big fan of. He was a former player of the Buffalo Sabres, now broadcaster and analyst for the team. His name is Rob Ray. I've played him on this show many a times. There was a time when I was at the Sabres game where I was sitting right behind him. I was sitting like a couple rows behind him, and I was screaming his name on this video. Rob Ray! He never turned around. And I'm trying to get it on his radar, you see, because I have a little history with Rob Ray, a bit.
Yeah.
I think, at least. I never got to the bottom of it. My cousin Sherry, she used to date Rob Ray. Now, date is a loose term in this context because of the fact that I don't really know the extent of their relationship. I was a child at the time. I was about... So, when my parents and, my aunt and uncle or whomever would explain these things to me, they would say dating or something like that.
What did that mean?
But, now that I'm older,
Yeah.
I look back and I go, were they just doing it?
Yeah, was she giving him that sloppy toppy?
Yeah, because you see, she was what at the time was called a saberette, which was they had like a cheerleader sort of group that would go around the crowd and they would do things for the Jumbotron. They would do, contests and games. It was a very short-lived thing in the Sabres lore. They got rid of them very quickly. And I think part of the reason is because one of the rules was you cannot fraternize with the players. And there were a few that fraternized with them. My cousin being one of them. And she ended up getting unceremoniously removed from the Buffalo Sabrettes for this. So now I look back and I wondered, did she just hook up with Rob Ray? I don't know if he was married at the time. I have no idea anything about it, but that's my history with Rob Ray, and I never got to the bottom of it because my cousin sadly passed away. She was killed in a car accident when I was 12, and now I'll never know.
Happy New Year!
So I always wanted to get the story from Rob himself, but I never was able to. But now Rob Ray, obviously a married man. He's older now. It's past his playing days, and now he's in the broadcast booth. But sometimes they put Rob Ray down Because I think what was happening with him as a player, he was up in the broadcast booth, and I think he's detached from the game that way.
Yeah.
You know, he's used to being down there, mixing it up with the fellas. So now they've put him with a headset between the benches.
Right near the rink.
Right alongside, because I think he can analyze better when he's down ice level.
Oh, that makes sense.
So recently the Sabres were playing the Phoenix or Arizona Coyotes. I don't even know what you call them anymore because it's barely a team in the NHL anymore. But he was calling the game and a puck hit him. Let's see what happens here.
And we're going to just check in on you, Rob.
Yeah, you can check in.
There he is.
All good down
Oh.
here. I'm just trying to clean my glasses up a little bit so I can put them on and see through them
Are you
again.
going to need stitches before we fly tomorrow?
It will be, but that's fine. But I can't use my page anymore that I have my notes on because it's kind of littered in
It's a
blood.
mess.
Yeah, we're just kind of keep that to ourselves, but nonetheless, good to go. Normal guy would have been carried out of here.
And that's true. I mean, he is he's the guy you want to get, like a nerd like me down there just going like, hey guys, we're here between the glass here and we've been talking with Sabres captain Kyle Okposo. I would be, if I got hit in the face with a puck, I would be like crying. They would have to take me out in an ambulance. But Rob Ray is no stranger to blood. He's gotten his face battered in a bunch of times in the NHL. He's a fighter, you see, back in the day.
Yeah.
So he's the guy you want in there taking pucks to the face.
Yeah. He's our first choice. He's our first
First
responder.
round draft pick, puck to the face analyst guy. 100%.
What draft round pick do you think you would be?
If I got picked to take a puck to the face, or
Yeah.
you mean for hockey in general?
Puck to the face.
You're talking like 11. If I get hit in the face with a puck, I'm going blind. So that's bad. Like any blunt force to the face, Josh is done.
Right.
Yeah, especially a hockey
I think
puck.
I'm not far behind you, though.
You're not going to go blind, though. You're just
Dude,
like,
if I get
you're just
hit-
going to be a little bitch about it.
If I get hit in the nose, the nose could drive to my brain. It could kill me immediately.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you
Yeah.
think that's just your nose, or do you think that's just noses?
I think it's my nose.
Because you ever you ever take karate as a kid?
Nope.
There was a thing. I took karate as a kid. I got my black belt when I was like 12. No big deal. Ishinru, what's up? There was a move. It was the palm heel strike. Ki.
Oh, dude. If you do that up someone's nose, you can
That's
kill
the
them.
thing. Yeah, that was the whole move. It's like you do that to a nose, and you drive their nose into their brain, and they die.
Yeah.
Now, do you think your nose is extra drivable?
Yeah, I think you just need to do that. It's just...
it doesn't even have to go that far.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to go that far.
Ki. So yeah, you're saying that you would be a low draft pick,
Right.
Okay. Rob Ray didn't miss a beat though. I mean, God bless him.
Dude, he
bled
kept
everywhere.
reporting.
I think it's funny. Can you go show his face? Because like, I didn't understand what was happening at first when I saw the clip. I knew the context of it, but like right there doesn't that look crazy in the center of his head? It doesn't even look like a cut. It's like that little piece of paper.
Dude,
I never understood putting the paper on.
He put
things.
paper so it would stop gushing.
Is that what it is? Like he shoved it in there?
Yeah.
Dude, because people I know when they shave and they cut themselves, I've never been one of these. I've cut myself shaving. People put the little pieces
toilet
of paper on them,
Yep.
and then they're walking around with the paper. It's like an old sitcom trope, and I go, who the hell's doing
You're
that?
not supposed to leave the house with it. It's supposed to be like right before you leave like the house, you take off all the toilet paper or the pieces of paper, but you're not supposed to go out in public with it.
Some people are going out in public, or at least in the sitcoms.
In the sitcom.
No one in real life's doing that.
Have you ever? I've never seen somebody.
I don't go out enough, I guess.
I've never seen somebody that has the toilet paper or paper towels like on their neck as they're out in public.
I think I feel like I've been in an office where a guy's shown up with it.
Really?
I want to say I have.
Okay. Was it
And
an
you go-
episode of The Office? That's the only time where that would maybe make sense to me.
Sound off in the comments out there. Are you putting toilet paper on your fucking face?
In
'Cause-
public.
In public.
I've done it at home many times, but
Well,
like
sure,
like
you
take 'em
dab
off.
it up, but it's not like this where you're filling a literal hole in your face. Like
Dude,
he did it to
I
just
think he took
fill
a
it.
chunk of that towel that he's holding in his hands and ripped it off and shoved it in the gash.
Yeah, that's actually all of his notes from the first period.
Yeah.
He shoved up in there. He's got them all in his empty head. Oh, God bless you, Rob Ray. That was wonderful. Another hockey clip we have here. comes to us by way of Mika Rantanen. And evidently, old Mika here, he plays for the Colorado Avalanche.
Okay.
And he was called out by someone not on his team, but has a proximity to his team. Let's hear what he has to say.
And there's actually one thing where I got a lot of extra energy. One of our Finnish NHL players' dad was talking shit about me in media that I didn't train last summer like I used to do, and he was just making things up. So I think that was for him. If you talk shit, it's gonna come back at you. So.
Wow. And I thought I had an article attached to this. Evidently, I do not. I forget which player he's talking about, but there's a Finnish player on his team whose dad, in the Finnish news, was talking shit about Mika Rantanen and his off-season practices.
Okay.
So Mika Rantanen caught wind of this and said, I'm going to shove this game up your father's beehole. And he went out with a bit of a fire under his ass. Let me know when you catch the name, Rob.
Arturi Leikonen?
Yes. Who's also been having a pretty rough year, by the way. I think he was injured for much of it so far. Nevertheless, I think it's better. I mean, this is the kind of dynamic you want on a hockey team, calling out the dad for talking shit, whereas on other teams in the NHL, players of the age of Mika Rantanen would, if your mother was involved, he would have sex with her. That's been happening too.
Whoa.
Corey Perry, fucking Connor Bedard's mom.
That's one way to get back.
The rumor may have been dispelled. I'm still going to roll with it, folks. Yeah, that's a good thing that Mika Rantanen didn't fuck Arturi's dad.
I mean,
could you imagine?
I mean, that's one way to get an opponent.
You're talking shit. I'm going to have sex with your dad.
What do you think is worse? If you had sex with an opposing teammate's mom or an opposing teammate's dad?
Well, this is not even opposing team. This is teammate. This is a guy on his team.
Well, what do you think's worse?
I think it's more disrespectful to have sex with my dad than it is to have sex with my mom. Because he's not even enjoying it. He's like, I'm not even straight, but I'm going to fuck your dad. Or I'm not even gay, but I'm going to fuck your dad.
So if I had sex with your dad and then sent you his dick pic, would you get really upset?
I would just be like, damn, Jeremiah, disrespectful. That is wildly disrespectful.
Roach family.
Like, if you fuck my mom, I'd be like, Mom, why? But if you fuck my dad, I'd be like, wow, Jeremiah hates me. He didn't even really. You're like, I didn't even get hard with that gay ass shit.
Dude, your dad was
your dad
lame
came.
in the
Your
sack,
dad
dude.
came everywhere. What a freaking fruit!
And immediately.
Yeah, your dad came so quick. He's a fucking fruit. I made your dad come in like 3 seconds. What a loser!
I just blew on the tip.
I'm not even gay. I didn't even get hard yet, and your dad's coming everywhere. What a fucking homo your dad is. God. Who knew your dad was such a homo? And then you go with your friends. Jeremiah's such a bully. He fucked my dad.
I put a lit cigarette out on your shoulder.
That's got to be a genre of porn, right?
Right?
I've never ventured into
revenge dad porn?
Into the gay tropes of porn.
Wow.
Like, there's got to be a porn. Don't Google it, Rob. Are you crazy?
Oh, dude, he's about to put it up in a private incognito tab. Calm down, Rob.
There's definitely, I am going to call it right now. There is 100% porn out there where a bully fucks your dad.
You think so?
Type it in, Rob. It's going to be mad amounts of links here.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Of course. It's definitely a trope.
Oh, no.
Bully fucks dad in front of you. Straight bully fucks gay dad.
Oh, dude, some of these titles are horrible.
Well, let's see. What do they say?
Oh, we have a...
Wait, that's a daughter one, though.
Well,
that's Jane Wild.
I was saying we had an alum.
Yeah, no, that's Jane's been on the show. That's not involving gay sex, though.
That was a couple. Go a couple up, Rob. There's a couple up that...
Mom sucks my bully. That's worse. That's better than dad sucks my bully.
Oh, my... The porntop.com one is...
Wait, which one?
Yep, that one.
Where? Bully fucks your dad while you eat his ass? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's disrespectful. That's prime. If you are if you're into that kind of thing, I'm not shitting on you, but at the same time, please get some self-esteem.
I mean, that's a weird thing
To be, yeah.
to like that. That's
What's
my
your-
thing.
What's your kink? Like you're having a romantic like wine dinner, and you're just like you're getting a little sauced up with your lady, and she's like, "What's your thing?" And you go, "Can I tell you what I watched last?" And she's like, "Ooh, this is getting kinky."
Yeah. So go ahead, tell me.
Well, my favorite that I've recently come across. Pull up that title again. I want to make sure I get it right. You know what really gets me going?
What gets you going?
And it's kind of out there. I hope you don't mind.
Just say it.
I'm really into when the bully fucks my dad and then it lets me eat his ass at the same time.
Is this like a VR headset thing? Or?
Yes.
That sounds really...
My Pornhub's a little weird.
I guess so. I hope that computer gets all weird, like,
Oh
now
my
that you
God.
search for that.
No, I knew that was the case. I would love to. I got to get like a gay guy in here, ask them if they've watched that kind of
We
thing.
gotta get one of them in here. Eventually, we gotta get one of them in here.
Sound off in the comments your favorite gay person that I can have on the show.
If you have a favorite gay, leave it in the comments.
You got your favorite gay out there? Nominate him in the chat here, and
For the cockroach heavy emphasis on cock gay awards.
yeah, I know the next year's Roachies will have our best gay guest. We'll add an LGBTQ category. But I've been taking a hiatus from gambling.
Really?
It's been a week, but
It got too much.
No, I just have been making some bad choices. And you know what I bet on recently was UFC 296, and I don't know anything about the UFC.
Why did you bet then on it?
Because I was watching it with friends, and I thought it would be fun, and I should put some money on it.
How much money are we talking, Josh?
It wasn't that much. It was baby money, but it was, it would have won me something good. But so I'm watching it, and actually I was watching it at the Comedy Store, you see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I bet on the headline fight, which was Colby, Covington, and I forget the other guy's name. The other guy won. Does it say it at the top? Oh, no, that's not it.
Tyrone
Oh, yeah,
Woodley?
Roy Vall. That was the other guy. Yeah.
Oh, this is, I saw a little bit of clips of this one of Colby Covington was talking mad crap.
Well, so
press
I'm watching
conference.
the fight,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a white guy versus a black guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to the group, I go, how's my boy Covington doing? Because I had bet on him. And Steve Fury was there, and he goes, your boy Covington? And I go, well, I don't know. I don't know anything about him. I just made the bet on him. I don't know him or anything. He was like, yeah, I wouldn't go around saying he's your boy. And I go, wait, I mean, why? Other than he's the fact that I don't know him at all. Turns out he's got some incidents in the past that are a little wild.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so if I knew this going in, this is why you got to do your research when you're gambling, folks. If I knew about these things going in, it's not that I wouldn't have bet on him out of some morality situation. I would have not bet on him because I would have been like, that black guy is going to beat the shit out of that white
'cause
guy.
He's ready for revenge.
Yeah, because evidently Colby Covington has incited backlash from fellow UFC fighters and sponsors in his race baiting. So he's like baiting the races.
He said at one point, I think, that he was going to see that guy's dead dad in the 7th layer of hell. that was like
That's
his
kind of
trash
funny.
talk. That was
He's
his
going to
trash
see him
talk.
and he's going to have sex with him.
Whoa,
in the 7th
ultimate disrespect.
Yeah, that's going to be a Pornhub link. Colby Covington fucks opponent's dad in 7th layer of hell. The top-ranked UFC welterweight contender defeated Tyron Woodley. This is an old story that raises these old... This is like the things I should have researched before I bet on the
Before you
guy.
called him your boy?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He's standing up for lifelong criminals, Covington said of Woodley. The Black Lives Matter is a complete sham. It's a joke. They're taking these people that are complete terrorists, and they're taking these people that are criminals. So that's what he had to say at first. That's even like, you're like, all right, he's anti-BLM, whatever, okay. Then he goes on to say, he's a communist, a Marxist. He stands for criminals, he hates America, and that's why he got broke tonight. So he's blaming his opponent's defeat on the fact that he is a Black Lives Matter fan.
Whoa.
So he's like, that's why I beat the shit out of him. So if I saw these things, and I'm a betting man, I would have looked at the opponent then. I would be like, ooh, that guy's a big black guy.
Right.
He's going to have added incentive into beating the shit out of Colby Covington. And he sure enough did. And I also thought for a second when I made the bet and I heard all this, they're telling me this as the fight's going on. I don't know what I'm watching when I watch this UFC. I don't know what I was. I don't think so bad.
Yeah.
What am I watching? What am I watching with this UFC?
There's
so
a
I think
U and an F and a C. What's going on?
at one point I think Colby Covington's winning, and I'm like, oh, maybe I made a good bet because he hates black people this much that he's gonna win. No, he got his ass handed to him. Covington also goated Nigerian welterweight champion Kamaru Usman with references to his little tribe and smoke signals, evidently. So he really just goes on the rare. And then, like you said, after his fight on this occasion, he made a speech about, he's like, just like the election was stolen, this fight was stolen or something like that.
Oh, wow. Do you think, like, he keeps wearing, like, Make America Great Again hats, like, in a lot of his photos and stuff like that? I think that's part of his thing.
Yes.
Do you think that even Trump watches some of it and he's like, you gotta cool it just a little bit. You need to finesse the racism just a little. Okay. like, don't be that blatant.
Yeah, the guy's going too far for Trump. He's
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, I called you my boy one time. I gotta take it back.
That's why I'm like, I have to take that back. Then everyone was razzing me for saying Colby Covington was my boy, and I just go, you got to understand, I just gambled on him, so now I have to take a little. That's why I said, Josh, you got to take a little break. We got to recalibrate here.
You got to do a little bit of research before.
Let's stop just throwing money blindly at these bets. Maybe do a little research, take a little break, shut it down for a second, reassess.
Isn't that technically how every time you spend money, it's kind of throwing money blindly at things?
Such is. A little bit here and there. Oh boy, big news day. Big news day. Lots of Roach reporters sending things in. First thing we find out, this you watch The Crown? Oh, I love The Crown.
I've heard it's awesome though.
I love The Crown, and recently it's come to the final season, and part 1 has ended, and part 1 was surrounding the death of Princess Diana. Do you remember where you were?
I remember getting the Beanie Baby. Shout out.
Hell yeah, we all had the Beanie Baby. I remember it vividly, and it's weird that we're bringing it back full circle here, because the night Princess Diana died, I think my parents were at a party. And they found out at the party, like back then there wasn't social media. It wasn't even internet, really. In 1997, it was like barely internet. And it was, my parents were at a party. All of a sudden, a phone rings at the party. They pick up the phone, and then someone on the phone is like, oh my God. And then the party found out Princess Diana has died. So when my parents came home, drunk, my mother decided, Josh needs to know. I'm 11 years old, and she woke me up to tell me Princess Diana died. Josh, wake up. Princess Diana died. And I was like, oh, okay, and I went back to sleep. Not but 2 weeks later, I don't know if my parents were in the kitchen, and they were like, well, we did it for Princess Diana, so we have to do it now. When my cousin, who I just mentioned, died in that car accident, my mom woke me up again to tell me, and that one sucked.
Well, yeah, that's your cousin.
Yeah, so then I had a real hard time going to sleep after that, because it's like first Princess Diana, now it's like happening one after another here.
They wake you up, Josh, you died in a car accident.
yeah. It's like it's just a crazy.
Can you
I was
just
like,
let me sleep.
Maybe if I go to sleep, someone will die. Did someone die in a car accident every time I go to bed? Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, that dude, especially for an 11-year-old kid, that's pretty traumatic, actually.
Yeah, so I wondered, like my parents, why they wouldn't just wait till the next day to tell me these things. Dude. But they decided, I think because they decided to if we wait till the next day, he's going to wonder why we didn't wake him up like we did for Princess Diana.
then you start racking your brain. You're like, am I a supervillain? Every time I go to sleep, someone I love dies.
Well, I mean, I didn't really love Princess Diana, but she was a beloved figure, and I felt responsible.
All right, flawed premise.
But nevertheless, I was always curious, because people say, like, I remember where I was when JFK was assassinated, or I remember when...
Behind the scope.
Yeah.
That's where I was. I'm coming out of the woodwork, finally. I get it.
But I always wondered if people remembered where they were when Princess Diana died.
Yeah, I don't remember. Honestly, I remember people loving her in the United States, but I don't remember really why. Because her being a princess in another country,
Well, she was glamorous, and she was beautiful, and it was the princess. It's the same way people have been obsessed with the royals for our entire existence and beyond. You know what I mean?
So.
Like most of humanity. And she was a beloved figure. She started doing landmine garbage. Plus, it was the story of, like, Prince Charles is cheating on her, the most beautiful woman ever, with this horse lady, Camilla Parker Bowles. Camilla Parker Bowles. What a terrible name. She was as I get older, I've come to the side of Camilla Parker Bowles, and I realize it's really not her fault, and she's probably a fun lady. She got a bad rap.
Yeah.
Because she was the other woman, this old, disgusting woman that was replacing Princess Diana with her horrible
so happy.
Horse teeth. Who's that? Which one?
The gross one.
She was. I mean, her and Charles were in love. Her and Charles were in love.
Charles?
And they finally got to be together. And now that, everyone's like, boo, Camilla. And they were like, yay, Diana. And this poor horse-looking lady.
Rob, can you pull up a photo for me?
You don't remember what she looks like?
No, I've no recollection of what she looks like.
You know Mr. Ed, the TV show? I mean, this is like, you got to look at like Camilla Parker Bowles' 90s. She somehow looks better in these pictures.
She looks better now?
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you. There she is. Oh, my Camilla. Camilla. I love you so, Camilla.
Oh, yeah.
Camilla Parker Bowles. Such a gross name. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by the fine folks at Rocket Money. Oh boy, I gotta tell you how they helped me out a great deal. But if I asked you right now to tell me what subscriptions you had and how much they cost each month, could you do it? I certainly couldn't when someone asked me that question. Most people have no idea, it turns out, and most people are overpaying for subscriptions they don't even use. Here comes Rocket Money. Oh boy. Rocket Money, right? I literally turned it on, and boom, 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 boom. There were things I don't even remember what they did or why I had them. I can't believe how much money I was wasting every single month. And boy, oh boy, they've cleaned it all up. And now all that money where I'm like, where the hell is this going? It's all of a sudden showing up in my account, and it's saving me money. It feels like, even though I wasn't even using what the hell I was spending these subscriptions on. It's crazy. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending, and it helps you lower your bills. Rocket Money has over 5 million users, and it's actually helped save its members an average of $720 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. It's crazy. That's absolutely insane. And it's so easy to use. I can see all my subscriptions in one place here, you see. And if I see something I want to cancel, all I do is just tap it. And like I said, I found a litany of things that I must have been in the middle of the night. I don't know who I was signing up for these things. And I bet you have some of these too. And it could even be as low as like a 99-cent thing every little couple of weeks. It's taking it out. It's just needling at you. I had a few of those. I had some big ones too. Yearly subscriptions. I'm like, I don't even know what this app does. And boy, oh boy, it was fun to get rid of it. Gone are the days of getting on the phone with customer service and finding out where the heck your money is going. Rocket Money has your back. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going over to rocketmoney.com/Potter. That's rocketmoney.com/Potter. rocketmoney.com/Potter. Anyhow, I was always fascinated, and I'd love to hear the folks at home, joshpottershow@gmail.com, if you want to share. Where were you when Princess Diana died that fateful evening in that Paris tunnel? So let me know. I'd love to hear your story. But here is actual footage of people finding out in real time on a VHS tape. I thought this was kind of interesting. And believe it or not, they're having a game night. And I'm going to guess that this group is a particular persuasion. Let's just put it that way before we get into the video.
That's how I'll be remembered.
I just thought we should get you back.
Princess Diana dead.
Oh, she died.
Where's the remote?
Oh my God.
They're seeing it on a television, folks, as they have their game night.
Just use the volume.
Now they're figuring out how the television works.
Get it loud.
I can't.
They don't know how the volume works on their TV in the 90s. Old tube TV.
Room where you're gathered. How did you find out who told you?
I was told. I had to step out because it's still going on. We were told by a hospital employee making a public statement, and now the French insurance.
So there they are finding out now. Not a lady in the bunch. If you notice,
heavy on the gay part of game night. If you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm, is this thing on, folks? What's going on?
Here we have video of 5 queens finding out about a princess's death.
Dude, how great if the video ended with one of the gay guys at the table going, "You know." Like after all the commotion and everything like that, he's like, "I know it's a awkward thing to say right now, but you know." I won! No, too much? Okay.
I just thought if this was like poker night with the fellas.
Yeah.
And one of them's like, "Hey, Princess Diana died." Everyone's like, all right.
Right?
yeah. No one's like, "Where's the remote?" They like immediately have this exodus to the living room.
Yeah. They just,
whoa, Jeff.
And what?
Princess Diana died. And then they're like, "Oh, shit, cancel the game."
You know what? I'm just going to take these chips. Don't move those chips anyway. We're going to play through.
I people of my age, I mean, I was a child, obviously 11 years old. I am always curious because that's like the last one prior to the internet where we had, where were you?
Where were you?
Where were you?
Where were you?
Well, Luke Ruth sent in a story here, joshpottershow@gmail.com. Get this, a tourist found himself behind bars after he drunkenly threw gator nuggets into a restaurant and sexually molested a statue of a manatee when the staff asked him to leave. This according to deputies. What do you think of that byline?
A man? Oh, it's just a statue.
Yeah, it's a
I thought
statue
it was an
of a
actual
manatee. You thought he got it on with the manatee?
Yeah.
Dude, manatees can't do anything to us, can they? But they are large,
Yeah, I
so
don't know.
getting that thing to stop squirming would be tough.
I think you still want to be on top either scenario. You don't want to be underneath a statue of a manatee. You don't want to be underneath a manatee.
Does it have images of this, Rob, in here? Oh, there's the guy. Ooh, he's good looking.
He's too good looking to be doing that to a statue. Couldn't he find a living thing to do that to?
No, he looks like he's going to go fuck my dad while I eat his ass, this guy. Anthony Lessa, 23, was arrested and charged with disorderly intoxication after the incident that took place at 2 separate places in St. Pete Beach on Friday. Postcard Inn on the beach and Rick's Reef Restaurant. Man, Florida has such obvious name. Like, if you just say a name of a restaurant from Florida, you're like, that's from Florida.
How did he sexually molest a statue?
Well, let's find out. The man from Pittsburgh is accused of throwing gator nuggets into Rick's Reef Restaurant. Now, I don't know what gator nuggets are. Is that shit?
I think it's just chicken nuggets.
It's just chicken nuggets, yeah.
But like made out of gator in Florida.
Oh, like the meat is gator?
I think so.
Wow.
Or they might be chicken nuggets, but it's just like a rebranding of like a McNuggets. They call them gator nuggets in Florida.
Why are we eating the gators? I guess it's decent meat, right? Like it's like I've had it before. It's like chicken or whatever. It's like I think it's gross that we're eating essentially a lizard. What is a gator?
It's a reptile.
Yeah, that's gross that we're eating them. Like, what country is this?
This is where you stand. This is the line. This is the line you draw.
I'm just saying, you know, if you want,
staying for a lot of things, but I don't need gators. Okay.
Personally, I think it came from a lab. But if you want to believe what the other people are saying, it's from a bat wing or something like that. Maybe we make our own thing out of a gator. I don't want to be eating gators.
Okay, well, you're starting to come off like as somebody like, you know how certain Indian people worship cows and don't eat them. Like you're like a swamp person that doesn't.
That's not why I'm not eating them. I think that they're gross. They're eating things out of a swamp. Like, what is a gator eating that's even, like, supposed to, like, nourish the meat? Like, it's not like it's eating grass. Fish? Yeah. Please. It's eating tires and fucking hobos.
You think it's eating tires and hobos are the only things that gators eat?
That's what they live off of. And squirrels and shit. And, like, your neighbor's
birds,
dog.
Squirrels, fish.
Birds?
Right?
How do they get a bird?
Oh, you don't think a gator can get a bird?
How?
Dude,
Is
bird
it climbing a tree?
No, a bird will land on like some water and like
it can't just go whooshing and fly away.
Rob, pull up gator eating bird. I guarantee you there's so many videos of it.
Sure, a bird has gotten eaten by a gator, but to say it's part of its diet.
Dude, it's part of the diet. It's happening.
Rob, Google what does a gator eat?
Well, I'm going to guess that the gators that are turned into nuggets are farmed and they're probably fed chicken. Actually,
I don't like that. It seems weird. They're eating, because chickens are reptiles too, kind of.
They are.
Which grosses me out. It's all starting to gross me. What do you mean, why? That's disgusting. They're reptiles. They're like reptiles that evolved into a new thing that fly and they have feathers.
Farm-raised whole alligators for $175.
That's it? That's all you get for one?
Wow. Oh, wow. Ew. Can you imagine somebody coming out to the cookout with that? They're like, it's like 4th of July. There's like hot dogs, burgers, and then you just like throw that on the grill.
We're eating gator. We got a gator spit. Gross. We're eating lizards, folks. Come on. We're in the United States of America. If the food shortage is going this bad, I don't want it. I don't want any part of this.
Really?
Yeah, it's gross. Well, so he's throwing gator nuggets around. I thought that meant, when I read the article, I thought that meant the shit from a gator.
Oh.
I was like, where did you find that? But anyhow, the man from Pittsburgh is accused of throwing the gator nuggets, as I said, and deputies found more of them in his pants pocket when he was arrested. This guy's just walking around with a whole 20-pack of fucking gator nuggets. Can you buy gator nuggets, like, at the store?
Yeah.
Like, you could go into, like, Vons and buy frozen.
In Florida?
I don't know about that. Well, you can get them from, like, specialty places like Raisin or whatever, but you can like also mail order them and stuff like that. And I think they do have them at some grocery stores, but I don't think it's super common.
Who's choosing this? People, if you're in the comments and you're eating gator as a choice.
I've had gator before.
I've had it before as like a, woo, this is crazy. You know what I mean? But I'm not like, it's Wednesday at dinner time and I'm going to go crack open a bag of frozen gator nuggets and throw them in the fucking oven, like, versus... I don't even want to do that with, hey, Tyson, I don't want your dumb chicken either, let alone this fucking gator. Now we're going to have GMOs in the gators. This is crazy. I don't think we should eat them.
That'd be even worse.
What?
Your dad's ass. Got you, dude. God. Stepped right into that, didn't you?
I had to watch it. When staff confronted the man, he became belligerent and then sexually molested a manatee statue in the presence of the staff and other patrons. Now, what does sexually molested mean necessarily? Does that mean
and he got arrested?
He hopped up there and humped it, or did he start touching where its dong would be, if it has one, or its vagina? He ran off the property and down Gulf Boulevard toward his hostel. The hotel's manager called authorities after Lessa was acting disorderly near the front desk. He was yelling and screaming obscenities at the front desk. When the manager asked him to calm down, he offered to escort him to his room, and he refused to say what room he was in. He was then trespassing from the property, but he stayed in the parking lot, lingering and yelling more obscenities. This caused backed up traffic and the disturbing of the peace of several other guests waiting for rides. There's the Manatee statue, folks. Big old Manatee statue. Now, what could he possibly do to sexually molest
you know?
Yeah, does that mean he got behind it and started humping it? Is this a picture of that? I can't tell what's happening.
Yeah, it's It's
Describe what's occurring in the picture.
It's like a manatee kind of like balanced on its tail. So it's like
did he break
standing straight up.
And is he butt fucking it, or what is he doing to it?
He probably just humped it.
Humped it from behind?
It's got to be.
But he went to jail for that?
I think it was all the yelling of obscenities.
For all
and
the intoxication, the public intoxication.
Yes.
That's added to it.
Yeah, I think it just was a added sort of reason to keep an eye on the guy. He's humping the giant manatee statue. Now, these are like photoshops, or are they...
They like dress it up for different events and stuff.
How come we're not eating these fucking things?
I think they're endangered.
Are they?
Manatees? I think so.
Oh, there's a whole... I thought there was a whole shit ton of them down there. I mean, you think about how many nuggets you get out of that guy.
A manatee nuggets? You're down to eat manatee nuggets over gator
I'm
nuggets.
not down to eat any of it. I just don't understand how we discern, we eat the gators, but we don't eat the manatee. What are we going to eat, iguanas and shit next? I mean, people eat the frog legs. That's a French shit. But, I mean, except, what country are we in here where we're eating lizards?
All right. Well, you're starting to sound like your boy Colby Covington a little bit.
If I got, whatever. That's what shoves me to the right is culinary choices.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why don't we eat the manatees? There's a whole bunch of animals where I go did someone had to have tried to eat these things? I know they're like dogs of the sea, but in some countries,
are
they're
manatees dogs of the sea?
That's what they say, right?
Sea cows.
Oh, cows. Well, hey, even more reason.
Oh, dude, I would eat a manatee burger then.
Yeah, why don't we have manatee
well
burgers?
done.
Some chuck manatee.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's see if anyone. Can you Google if anyone's ever eaten one of these? They are edible. Well. Everything's fucking edible, folks. I mean, Google.
It says they're still hunted and eaten in various regions by indigenous groups following traditional hunting practices. So kind of like whale hunters.
Yeah, see? A lesser evolved place is doing it. Meanwhile, we're still eating gators like it's dinosaur times. Gross, folks. Gross.
Ooh, manatee meat has a mild taste and readily adapts to recipes for beef.
It is like a cow then.
Yep.
I don't know why do they call them the cow of the sea other than for their patties?
They're big fat guys who eat grass.
They eat grass in the sea?
Yeah, seagrass.
Ugh, seagrass is disgusting.
Dude, you've got a lot of culinary opinions today, and I don't know where this is coming from.
Oh, you think seagrass is good?
I don't know if this is the right way to start off the new year, Josh. This is a lot.
Well, I'm just, I'm trying to have a better diet for the new year, and I'll tell you what, gator isn't going to come into it, but maybe we eat a manatee once in a while. Let's see. Well, let's shift. You see. Luke Rutt sent in this story, joshpottershow@gmail.com. Northern York County Regional Police allege a man who had paid sexual encounters with a woman at a motel along Route 30 fired a shot at her vehicle early Sunday morning, according to a news release. So she was driving off and he went, shot a bullet at her.
That was a great Western sound
Yeah,
effect.
you like that?
Yeah,
that's what I picture
good.
when you shoot a bullet at a car. I just imagine it goes.
That's really good, man.
Yeah, thank you. Then he spit his tobacco into his thingy-majiggy. What are those called?
Spittoon.
Abosade, this is the man's name, Brittany Abosade of the York area, police news release and court records state, is a 34-year-old woman who had the shot fired into her car. She told police that she was driving from D.C. to an airport in New York City. She said she was resting in her car in the parking lot when a man approached her vehicle and fired a shot into it as she left the area. Now, that doesn't seem like the whole story. Police said her statements did not make sense and pointed out some inconsistencies. According to the news release, she then explained that she had paid sexual encounters with a man at a motel. She had agreed to urinate on him. That was part of the agreement to get pee. Have you ever peed on a person? On purpose?
Not sexually.
Yeah, they had a jellyfish encounter?
No, I forget. I think I've just like peed
I think
on
you've
my
peed
brother
on.
or
I think
something.
you've accidentally peed on me.
Oh, during that Scissor Bros challenge?
Yeah.
Did we accidentally?
I think you peed on my feet. Not come to think of it.
Watch that episode.
That's on Scissor Bros, folks. Yeah, that was a fun challenge. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I have
mental block on that.
I am pee shy to a level of which people cannot possibly fathom, evidently. Because I could not. We stood there. I had to pee so bad, dude, to the point where after we shot that, I got into an Uber and I was like almost going to piss my pants in the Uber. And I mean, it was bad. And I couldn't do it in front of y'all. Couldn't do it. And I think that has something to do with me in my cum. I think it's part of it.
Yeah.
I'm cum shy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
even recently, or have you gotten over it?
Cum?
Yeah.
I've had my days, but it's still pretty prevalent in my life, I would say. But the pee thing was interesting because I never had to do that.
On command like that, yeah.
But I had a lady want me to do this.
She wanted me.
She wanted me. She wanted me.
And?
On her. Could not do it.
Dude, that's a lot of pressure, though.
Yeah. And they're like, I want all the pee. And you're like, this is weird enough. I wanted to do it for like, just to say I did it.
Yeah.
It's not often you get that request.
She wanted it like on her?
Yeah, she was like, we'll go in the tub. I'm like, okay.
Really?
Now we're like
she was that? Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, it was crazy.
Did you go to the tub and then you couldn't do it?
Yeah, we're standing there. I'm just like, I can't. You remember the Scissor Bros episode? Yeah. I couldn't do it. I'm just standing there like looking at the sky, trying to block everything out.
Was she trying to coach you?
Niagara Falls. Niagara. And I picture the falls going over. That's how I pee when I don't, when I have to pee and I can't.
Was she trying to be sexy and coach you through it?
I told her, I'm like, this is nothing that I'm into. So, I mean, I'll do it for you. But you have to understand, like, I'm going to think you're disgusting after this.
You said that?
Yeah. I go, because I mean, like, this is the finale.
Yeah,
I can't possibly.
You're going to have to rinse off.
I can't pee on you and then be like, hey, babe. Like, I can't.
Right.
So,
not that kind of guy.
You're going to have to shower and leave, and then maybe I see you later tonight or something like that. Anywho, couldn't do it. So this is like something that I always wonder, like, that's even worse than not being able to ejaculate necessarily, is I couldn't provide a kink due to my pee shyness. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I certainly don't want pee anywhere near me or on me. That's my worst. Urine is the worst fluid.
I have a couple kids now. I have to deal with diapers and stuff like that. I don't know how people, if you have kids, if you would ever want that more than, do you know what I mean? You have to deal with it.
Yeah, there's nobody who has kids and is like, hey, pee and poo used to be my thing sexually, and now I can't anymore.
Yeah.
That must really suck out there if you have a pee poo fetish and you have a child, because then you're just, now it's like,
it just normalizes.
Your wires are crossed. Yeah. So this woman was instructed and paid to pee on this man. Afterwards, she returned to her vehicle and was getting ready to leave when the man approached her with a handgun. Oh, boy. He fired one shot as she drove out of the parking lot. It struck the passenger side of her 2019 Nissan Rogue. Officers found a spent 9mm shell casing in the parking lot where her vehicle had been parked. Investigators contacted this 66-year-old man from Harrisburg. They knew it was him because he smelled like urine. He confirmed that he had a sexual encounter with the woman and reportedly told police that he went into the parking lot after because she had stolen his wallet and she had left. After she had left, he had found his wallet. He goes, oh, my bad, I found it. After he already shot at her car. He calls her later. He's like, hey, sorry I shot your car. I found the wallet. My bad. Thanks for pissing on me.
Found his wallet.
Yeah. He said that he shot at her because he had thought she stole the wallet. After she left, he found his wallet in the parking lot and went back to Harrisburg, the release says. I want to see if we get down to the bottom of this and find out she didn't pee on him at all.
Yeah, it's just like a weird commercial
the
where
man,
like he pees on her and then she's like, for everything else, there's MasterCard.
No, she pees on him.
She pees on him?
That was what he asked.
I've got my wires crossed on this one.
The man agreed to meet with investigators, but while he was en route, he was injured in a crash. Oh, boy. What terrible luck. That's how you get out of that. You're like, oh, God, I'm going to get in trouble. I have to go down to the police station. You hit a tree. Can't make it. was in a crash. Northern York County Regional Police responded to the crash scene and recovered a gun used in the incident. They arrested the woman and charged her with prostitution, false reports, and possession of drug paraphernalia. That's tough. She was committed to York County Prison in lieu of a $5,000 bail. According to the court records, police continue to investigate the case. The man has not been charged at this time, so he gets off scot-free. I wonder if he ever got pissed on or not. A man stinking of urine came into the police department today.
To file a police report on a whore.
Well, thank you for that, Luke Rutz. Luke Rutz sent in a couple of these, actually. I think he did the one that we did before, but this one comes to us from C. Riley. Now, you have a kitten, right? Do you have pets?
I don't.
Oh, I thought you had a cat. I don't know why.
I have kids.
You have
enough.
Children.
I have
That's
children
enough.
there.
You're like, we threw the pet out when we got the kids. There are people that do that where they're like, my dog is my baby.
And then they have
they have a
babies.
kid and they're like, get this fucking dog out of here.
Right. I mean, I would get it.
This is a cute story from C. Riley. A Utah couple was arrested after their 6-week-old kitten was found trapped in a small poop-filled sandwich container with methamphetamine in the system of the cat.
Yeah, this is crazy animal abuse in this article. That's wild.
It is crazy animal abuse, isn't it? A small poop-filled sandwich container. That sounds like some people we were just talking about might enjoy sitting in one of those things. For some people, like that last gentleman, you tell him about a poop-filled sandwich container, he goes, sign me up.
That's the number 6 on the whore menu.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, if I could spend all my days in a poop-filled sandwich container
yummy,
with a little bit of meth, that sounds like half the hobos we talk about's wet dream. Officers reportedly heard a faint meow coming from the car and found the helpless Siamese kitten. Am I allowed to say that? The kitten was Siamese? I thought that was a racist term for the kitten. They shouldn't be called that anymore.
Is that a thing?
Or is that the twins?
I think that's
it's
twins.
the twins you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh, why is the kitten okay and not the twins?
And that's the hard-hitting questions that we're trying to get to at the end of this episode.
Is it? I mean, the twins aren't Siamese twins because they're not from Siamese.
Right.
Where is Siamese? Siam?
I think
Is that a place?
Siam is a outdated name for Thailand. Is that?
Oh, it's not called that anymore. That's why.
But why
don't we change the cat then?
Okay, type in Siamese twins definition.
That's when they're connected.
I understand that, but like, why? What's the origin of calling that Siamese versus just conjoined?
I don't know, but when I hear the cat, I think of that racist song from the Disney movies, from Lady and the Tramp.
We are Siamese, if you please. We are Siamese, if you don't please.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of Disney movies I've been watching with my kids, they've started to put in front of Peter Pan and different old classics that some of the views in animation do not represent our current state of affairs and blah, 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 because the way that the Native Americans are animated in Peter Pan is wild.
Yeah, they're like, we smoke 'em peace pipe.
Yeah.
That's what
they literally have red skin animated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have, and then they like make it redder somehow. They can't just make them like dark skin. They make them like extra red.
Yeah.
And then they put little red circles on it.
I go to Wigwam. It's like crazy animation.
Yeah. And then they're dancing around smoking the peace pipe, and like one of the Lost Boys gets sick smoking it. Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, dude. It's
that guy that
crazy.
voiced the chief in that is in like a million things. He's also in like what the hell, Robin Hood. He's like a voice actor. Candy Candido he's one of the best voice legends around. I mean,
wait, is he Baloo? And
I don't think he's Baloo. Is
the
he?
guy who played Baloo in Jungle Book, he was in so many of those old Disney movies.
Candy Candido's in like all of them as like bit parts because he did that like low voice where he's like, me smoke 'em peace pipe. He did that like crazy low voice that's like so recognizable. When you hear it, you'll hear it in everything. That's the guy that did Baloo.
Jim Cummings. See, click on that one of those, all the characters that he did. Do you see that? This is
like
crazy.
Looks like Ron Jeremy is doing a bunch of characters.
I see Pete. I see Tasmanian Devil, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Cheshire Cat,
Darkwing
Yosemite
Duck.
Sam.
Yep.
Darkwing Duck. Well, maybe he'll voice the animated Siamese kitten on meth someday. I think he's probably dead, however. The officers reportedly heard the faint meow from the car and found the helpless Siamese kitten in a duct-taped Tupperware-style container with the head sticking out of a narrow triangular end. The rest of her body was covered in feces, and she weighed not much more than a pound. The kitty was taken to a vet in critical condition and was diagnosed with head trauma, singed fur on the face, bruising on her temple, and an eye injury. Once we got word that there were drugs in the car, we did a urinary test on the kitten for various drugs, and she came up positive for meth. Now, I don't know that I think that was just kind of happenstance, because what meth head's given their meth to a fucking cat?
I mean, I think that this could be the next screenplay movie. You know, they did Sharknado, they did Cocaine Bear. Meth Kitty, dude.
Meth Kitty, yeah, that sounds like a great band too.
It sounds like Meth Kitty sounds like an all-female rock group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got blown by the bass player from Meth Kitty. It's fucking sick, dude. She's so hot.
Wild, man.
God, fucking drummer from Meth Kitty. She's a babe. I don't know. I think we should make an animated show called Meth Kitty with Siamese. Who can update that song. They'd be like, they can just go fucking crazy super fast.
Right.
Sped up
Sped
and
up
shit.
times 5.
I still think we should change the name of the breed. Is that the kitten right there? Oh. I thought Siamese cats were like the bald ones.
No, those are the hairless ones.
Yeah, I thought that was the Siamese cat.
Those hairless sphinx?
Or they're very short-haired Siamese kittens, right?
Have you ever pet a hairless cat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And Jason Ellis has one of these, and when I did his podcast, it slept on my lap. It was very adorable, and it is cute, but it is odd.
Mm-hmm.
But so am I, so who cares? I'm the opposite of the hairless kitten. I am I'm very hairy. You can't make me hairless.
Yeah.
I wish I was like this.
Shoulder hair ain't going nowhere.
How do they get that way? Like the Joker? They dip them in acid or something? How do they...
Yeah, that's its origin story of every time it's born.
They're actually not born that way. They just there's a factory that just makes them. What is this? Oh, Siam became Thailand. I don't even know.
It's because of some really famous, the super famous conjoined twins from. It's where people found out about conjoined twins.
Oh,
or from Siam. They were
really?
Chinese but born in Siam.
I like how this explanation says most doctors now use the term conjoined twins, but the jargon hasn't been embraced the way Down syndrome was in the 1960s.
What was it before Down syndrome in the 60s?
I think it was just some ding dong or something like that they called you. They said something bad.
He's a silly Willy.
Yeah. And then something. He's got a case of the wet head.
He's a couple stacks short of a phone book.
Something like that.
Mongolism was the
Mongoloid.
Oh, right.
I will say that Mongoloid is a fun word, though.
But
I
you know what?
It's not allowed anymore.
But what they're saying is it's because the Siamese twins. It's almost like people were going oh, they're conjoined twins. They're from Siam. That's why they had to change it. Same with Mongoloid. It's Mongol. So they're saying all Mongols are Down syndrome-y. That's where it comes in. Not the other way around.
Gotcha.
I would assume. Well, that was a fun story. We got to the bottom of a lot of words of origin. We got to the bottom of a lot of stuff, and I think we've got a great, like you said, film treatment on our hands.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs in that story.
But let's end with a wonderful tale of semen terrorism. We can't start 2024 off.
We can't open with it. We got to close with it, folks.
We got to close with some semen terrorism here on the first episode of the new year, because just because it is a new year does not mean semen terrorism rests. And our lead reporter on semen terrorism, Jefferson Nally, comes in with a humdinger here. It says, William McCurry from Birmingham admitted 16 sexual offenses. Oh boy, I thought that was my phone. He admitted to 16 sexual offenses against women over 7 years, with 3 women repeatedly targeted. The 26-year-old of Ellswick Grove was sentenced to 4 years and 6 months on Tuesday at Birmingham Crown Court. Detectives believe that there are many more victims and have set up a website appealing for them to come forward. That's a weird way to buy a URL. You're like, hey, did this guy come on you? Manhandles.com. McCurry was loitering around Lancaster Circus area of the city before following his victims, making sure they were on their own. After a while, he would squirt liquid, which had the appearance of semen, over their clothing.
What the frick?
McCurry
He's just faking it?
Well, he had it in a container.
Yeah, but like,
and it would be like,
it'd be the appearance of it though. So he's just like,
well,
pranking people.
they're saying they don't know for certain at the time that it was semen, but it appeared to be. It looked like.
Yeah, I'm just saying though.
Someone's
you could
like,
put
it looked
lotion
like
or a combination of mayonnaise or whatever.
Interesting that you say that, because this man was using a mayonnaise bottle.
Really?
So, could it have just been mayonnaise? And how did they determine, in fact, that it wasn't and it was semen?
The Tasting Analysis Lab.
I mean, how else do you find out? We're always
now,
curious.
If you're at Costco,
yes,
and there's multiple cups of mayo, free samples, of course, but there's one of them that is semen. Are you gonna do the taste test?
Yeah. That's the old like.
Yeah,
that's
it's
like the
free,
old,
Jeremiah.
That's the old like immigrant refugee thing where you're like, if you had a bowl of M&Ms and one of them was poison, would you eat from that bowl of M&Ms?
Yeah, and you would every time.
I'd at least take one, try my odds. Little Russian roulette action.
Little Squid Game action.
Hey, Christopher Walken, meet me in Saigon or wherever the hell we were just talking about. Ring, ding, ding, ding. And you do it. That's me with the M&Ms, baby, and the cups of mayonnaise. I'd be like this, skadoosh, skadoosh, skadoosh. They're like, Josh, you just drank the semen. I'd keep going.
Seconds, please.
Now, mayonnaise and semen. Could you discern the difference in taste?
I think so.
You'd hope so.
I would hope so too. Or maybe I wouldn't hope so. So I'd be like, I like them all.
Yeah, what if you tasted semen and you're like, it's like mayo.
You know what? I need a sandwich.
I haven't had enough semen to know what it exactly tastes like. But you know how they say what you eat changes what your jizz tastes like. Maybe if you eat enough mayo, now we're talking.
It becomes
now
that?
we're in business.
I wasn't ready to explore this deep a dive.
After a while, he would squirt liquid, which had appeared to be semen, over their clothing. So he was like, how much semen was in this bottle? McCurry committed 15 offenses in Birmingham between August of 2021 and September of 2022, with samples tested from the victim's clothing confirming the liquid as Arabic gum. Now, that's not some slang for jizz, folks. That's actually a tree sap, turns out. I thought when I read it, I go, Arabic gum? Never heard cum called Arabic gum before, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
out of an Arab guy?
my lady, she, let's just say she got a real load of Arabic gum.
Let's just say she's going to have to chew on that for a little bit before she gets that down the hatch.
I was banging my lady. I blasted my Arabic gum into her.
What, you never put some Arabic gum on the lower back of a woman before? Never done that.
Evidently, it's a tree sap. He was so like for them to jump and leap to the conclusion that it was semen when in fact it was tree sap.
Well, it's sticky, I'm sure.
Oh yes.
So right away it's on the clothing and then you're freaking out.
He was charged with and later admitted an offense that happened in Derby in 2016, but in that case, he used his own semen in that attack. So this man is throwing in Russian roulette. Sometimes it's his semen. Sometimes it's just Arabic gum. McCurry was caught on after police issued a CCTV image of a man that they wanted to speak to in connection with a sexual assault, along with several other calls from members of the public identifying this man. McCurry also called police, telling officers it was all just a big misunderstanding. Oh, this is just a big mix-up.
Come on, we're just having fun here. It's a little pranky poo.
I was squirting Arabic gum on them, not semen.
Come on, what am I, a monster?
But clothing matching the CCTV footage was found during a search of his house and car, along with a bottle of liquid which the Arabic gum was in.
What if Bill Clinton was like, It was just Arabic gum.
I did not come on Monica's dress. That was simply Arabic gum.
That was simply Arabic gum. Okay.
It depends on what the definition of Arabic gum is. Detectives believe that he had been traveling across the country while on bail, as his bedroom was found to be littered with unpaid parking fines. Oh, make sure you get those parking tickets while he's coming on people, police. Fucking idiots.
Don't get me started.
His offending spans over 7 years, and although there appears to be a gap in his offending, I believe that there may be other victims out there who haven't come forward. This woman encouraged other women who had experienced similar incidents to report them using an online portal set up by police. He's going to serve 4 years on license after completing his sentence, and has also been put on the sex offenders registry for life.
I mean,
hey, make sure if you're going to squirt Arabic gum on ladies, for whatever reason, you don't mix in a few barrels that come with that, by the way. What does this say? Being on license means that you are...
I was just looking up what that meant. Just means you're not...
Yeah, I thought it had something to do with his traffic violations for a second, and I thought, what a fucking dumb thing to get him on. But what were you saying? What did it say?
It's basically you can serve your prison sentence outside of prison. It's like probation.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, so he's still out on the streets.
But I am always wondering, when you see a Mayo bottle and a man squirting things on it, and cum looks kind of like at least that film that comes to the top of mayonnaise, like before you shake the bottle. You know? How do we know the difference?
I don't know if we do.
Is it smell? Is it taste? Do you know, are you one of these people that, or have you encountered...
This mayonnaise smells a lot like chlorine. Weird. Weird.
Have you encountered these people who won't eat white sauces because it reminds them of jizz? My cousin is one of those.
No, but...
He, won't eat any of the white sauces.
Does he thinks it's gay or what?
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't that so weird? It's like, oh, is it gay to eat this white?
So no ranch, no mayonnaise.
No blue cheese.
No horseradish.
Nope. It all looks like cum to me. It grosses me out. I'm like, dude, maybe you just maybe you just drink some cum, Gary.
Dude, Gary needs to see a therapist.
Gary, drink some cum, Gary. Cure your ills. He knows I'm talking to him. Jeremiah, plug everything and anything.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Stand up on the spot. Check out Josh Potter's episode. I got to get you back on in the new year, dude.
I would love it.
Dude, heck yeah. I will be, like I said, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Petersburg, Florida, Springville, Utah, Huntington Beach, California, Tacoma, Washington, Oxnard, California, and more. Tickets at JeremiahWatkins.com, and we do Stand Up on the Spot live at the Comedy Store every second Tuesday of the month. Stand Up on the Spot episodes premiere on the YouTube channel every other Monday. And, yeah, Jeremiah Stand Up on social media. Fun follow, pals. Thanks so much.
That's right, folks. Go follow it up, baby. Check out Stand Up on the Spot. And I hope that you check my shows out. Josh_Potter on Instagram, at J_Potter on Twitter, of course. And the description of this episode, you'll find links to everything, including big live shows happening in Salt Lake City, January 12th and 13th. It's my birthday weekend. Come on out. Oh, I didn't even talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick. By the way, I was at the Comedy Store. My close personal friend Tyler Glasnow was there. And here's a picture of us together. You see that?
He's playing for LA now, yeah?
Yeah, he plays for LA now, but people were like, is this the cover of the Twins DVD? You look like you're different species. People love commenting on. The man is 6'8", folks. He's a big
huge.
man. I'm also 5'5".
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what happens. But it was so cool to see Tyler Glasnow. I hope when he comes to LA, we can get him here on the pod. But it was fun to run into him, and I'm sure we'll see more of him down the road. But yes, speaking of the road, come see me January 12th, 13th. Birthday weekend, Salt Lake City at the Wiseguys in Ogden. I'll be with Tom Segura a couple dates later in the month, and I can't wait to announce big shows in 2024. Thank you for joining us and being a part of the Roach Motel for another year. We'll see you next week here on the Josh Potter Show.
Bye.